is one of the worst places on earth where there's the most trash. We're dealing with a trash problem here in Harlem and New York, all in general. But there's something I want to go over because I don't have that much time. But tomorrow in Harlem, they're gonna have a cleanup day. Somewhere on Sunday, they're gonna be, I believe, on what, 132nd, and start cleaning up Harlem. And I want to let you know that that's nothing new, man. That happened once ago in 1969 in Harlem, New York. You cleaning up Harlem. You know why? Because they want you out of Harlem. They want to destroy Harlem so bad that they'll come in and clean it up, and then guess what? It'll flourish once again. But if I could, right, give me Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha 12 and 15. Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha 12 and 15. Because you're right, sis, we ain't going to go nowhere. We ain't going to go nowhere if we stick together as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Right. Leave your oppressor alone and let him get monkeypox, man. Right. Let him get monkeypox and COVID and watch him die, man. Right. Watch him die in front of your face. And then what? You could clean up the earth like you're supposed to, man. Right. The white man is the dirtiest human being on the face of the earth, man. Damn he proves it every day. That's why you have monkeypox. That's why we have COVID, man. Because the white man wouldn't take a shower. He said he don't take showers with soap or washcloth or damn alone water. He walks around and bathes in mud, man. Right. That's what your oppressor does. He bathes in mud and say it's holy and pure, and I don't have to wash ever again. That's your oppressor, the white man, man. Right. Read what you got.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 15. For a while he will abide with thee.
For what?
For a while he will abide with thee.
I said, for a while he will abide with you, man. Your oppressor will be with you for a while when you at peace, when you at war. When you at your times of trouble, he's going to do what?
Abide with thee. But if thou begin to fall.
But what?
But if thou begin to fall.
But if thou begin to fall, if you go into decay, if you become a problem, you lose your job. Harlem has nothing but trash in it, and the sanitation don't want to pick up the trash. What's going to happen?
He will not tarry.
He will not what?
He will not tarry.
He's not going to tarry you. He's not going to come together to help you, man. He's going to watch you be destroyed. He's going to watch Harlem fall down in shambles, man. I'm not making this up. This is what's going on today in the news. Real quick, right? Read this article. Read this article right here. Read this one right here. See what it says. Start off. What it says.
Harlem, Manhattan, PIX 11. Oh, Salakia, sir. Harlem resident organized cleanup battle trash crisis.
Listen, it says Harlem residents organized cleanup battle trash crisis because we all know Harlem has a trash problem right now. They're not picking up your trash in here in Harlem, man. You worrying about monkeypox and COVID. You about to live in the filth, man. Along with the rats and all the other stuff that pollute Harlem, man. And you're trying to get help. Keep going.
Harlem, Manhattan, PIX 11. Some local residents said that since the pandemic began, trash negligence and unsightliness in this neighborhood have become so great without an adequate response from the city. That they felt they need to take action themselves. They formed an organization called the Harlem Can Collective, or HCC, which will clean up the street on Sunday.
So tomorrow y'all gonna go out there and clean up the street. You're gonna do the job of your oppressor, man. Your oppressor has all this stuff that's supposed to clean up. Remember, he's a sanitation. Remember, you pay taxes here in Harlem, man. You pay taxes that's supposed to come and they're supposed to clean up the streets. They're supposed to come pick up the trash. They're supposed to get rid of all these boxes and rats here in Harlem. You worrying about the wrong things, man. Your town is being destroyed by your oppressor, man. You think it's us that's destroying the town? It's your oppressor. You love your oppressor so much that you will hate your brothers and sisters that you think they're destroying Harlem, man. You think a crackhead or a brother that's unfortunate is the one destroying Harlem when it's your oppressor building building up goddamn Whole Foods and Burlington Coke factories and all these other places to move his people in, man. While your people have to worry about the trash being taken out when they're supposed to, man.
Even though the new group has gotten some support from the city's Department of Sanitation, the collectives say that the city is not doing enough to tackle the problem. Eliza Cruz is one of the co-founders of HCC. We literally create this group, she said, so that we could pick up the trash because no one else is helping us.
Listen, ain't no one else helping us to pick up the trash, man. Ain't no one else out here supporting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And the stuff like this, it happened before, man. It happened in the past, right? Drop that, right? Now go to the old article, Salah. Go to the old article so we can see why there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, and this is time always repeats itself. So read what this is. Read what that says.
Come on, sir. We, the young lords, pick up garbage on display to demand change.
Right. Read on.
This in 1969.
And what?
In 1969.
And what?
In 1969.
Remember, this is Harlem. In what?
1969. A group of Puerto Rican youth in East Harlem leveraged.
And where?
East Harlem leveraged a garbage problem, and demand reform.
Listen, this happened before. Garbage problem has always been a problem in Harlem, not just New York, but in black neighborhoods, man. In a neighborhood, you pay your mortgage, you pay your taxes, you pay your rent, you pay everything to help your neighborhood supposed to be cleaned up. You think the town has, man? It has these leaders, has the government to help you deal with the garbage problem. Well, guess what? They didn't want to help back then either. But the difference between back then and now, our brothers did it with masculinity, man. Our brothers did it wanting to fight the power, as they said back in those days, right? Wanting to fight your oppressor for not trying to pick up your garbage, man. Read what you got.
Phone went on, sir.
Huh?
Phone went on.
Go ahead, read.
In 1969, a group of New York City youth known as the Young Lords demanded change in the way the largest city in the United States handles sanitation. The initiative known as the garbage offense wasn't a group of organized plan of action, but it proved highly effective and called out the needs of rights of the city's Latin community. The Young Lords were an activist group of poor and working class Puerto Rican.
They were what?
Poor and working class Puerto Rican youth.
Listen, and this is talking about our Puerto Rican brothers, man. Our Puerto Rican brothers and with our so-called African American brothers came together because they were what?
Poor working class. The Puerto Rican youth will model themselves after the Black Panthers, donned their signature purple berets, called the Puerto Ricans independent, and hit the streets in search of lawfully organization agenda.
Listen, and during that time, we didn't have nobody to fight for us, man. We had the Black Panthers, but they had their own mission, man. That's why, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to come together in every situation that we have, man. Not just with monkeypox and COVID, you want to come together. We got to come together in your neighborhoods, your towns, whatever you have. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians supposed to come together. When we come together, nothing can stop us, man. When you're separate, you know what they do? They destroy you. They take your culture, they rape our women, they do all this against us to destroy us. So why? So they can rule everything, man. So they can rule everything on the face of the earth and make us slaves once again as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Keep reading.
In their home of East Harlem, but as the organization chairman, Felipe Lacano, humorously remembers, they found trash instead of talk instead.
Listen, and that's like, back in 1969, they left the trash on the ground too, man. Just like how the brothers, the Young Lords did back in the day. The same problem is happening today in Harlem. That tomorrow, they're going to go clean up Harlem. We're right here in what? Read it again. Where was it?
Thank you, sister.
This was in East Harlem. In 1969.
Read what the title says.
When the young lords put garbage on display and demand change.
Yeah, listen, the young lords put garbage on display. You know why? Because they didn't pick up all our garbage. Remember, the Italians used to run, they still do. The Italians run the sanitation, man. And what happened? They didn't want to pick up all our garbage. They thought we was monsters. They thought we were predators. They thought we were monkeys. They call us all these bywords. And you know what happened? They only picked up half the trash. And because of that, you know how we fought back? We put the trash in their towns, man.
Right.
We put the trash in neighborhoods where they only wanted to go and only wanted to spend the money. Not to show that we didn't care, but to show that they can't stop us when we come together as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
And with garbage, you know what that comes with? That shows poverty, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. If your town look like crap, you know what? You don't want to be here. You think black people has done it. Look, black people could do better. Look, I can't stand Harlem. Why? Because there's trash everywhere. Where it does not have to do with so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. It does not have to do with us. It has to do with your oppressor, man. Remember, you pay taxes. You pay all the stuff that the government wants you to do what? So you can fix the roads. So you can fix the light posts. So you can fix everything here in Harlem. The wallet. Right here in Harlem, but it doesn't work. You know what they do? They take all the money and they fix up their homes. They fix up their towns. You have famous buildings here that's been around since you've been a kid. Doing what? Playing in abandoned parking lots, abandoned buildings, making trap houses, where in reality, what they want you to do is be homeless and kick you out and build more establishments for their people, man.
Right.
Build more establishments for their people so they could come into Harlem, and guess what? Then their trash will finally, your trash will be finally picked up. Why? Because your oppressor will be living here, man. Right. Don't be fooled. Look down the block. Right down there, there's multiple buildings where they're building new skyscrapers. They're building new property, but it ain't for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. It's for your oppressor walking around, man. It's for your oppressor. Look at him. Look at them right now walking around laughing because they know I'm telling the truth. Day by day here on Saturday, you see more white people, man. They get more comfortable coming into your place, man. Remember where we are? We are in Harlem, New York. Remember, it was the Black Renaissance. You forgot about that? Right down the block is Apollo. You ain't gonna see the Apollo no more, man. If you keep letting your oppressor walk up the goddamn block without pressing them. When I ain't pressing them, I have to tell them, why are you here, man? Why are you shopping in my neighborhood, man?
Right.
When he has his own place, he has his own establishments and businesses. You go there, what happens? You get a fresh police officer right on your back talking about what the hell you doing here in Chelsea such and such, or on Long Island such and such, or the place you grew up, Marcy, right? Turning white.
Let nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before, but you a black man like me. And it works.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? With them the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?